So we're heading back to hand air dryers for this episode of How Germy Is It?
You know what's funny? These air dryers actually were put in because we thought that they would obviously be good for the environment, that we're saving paper and all that. But also we thought they would be more hygienic in that you would have less exposure to germs. But we've actually come to see is that these things blow around the germs so badly in the bathrooms that they're actually slowly being removed from bathrooms.
Okay, there's still quite a bit of nasty stuff coming out of that.
Actually shaking your hands dry gives you the cleanest hands. Using soap and water and then a paper towel is the second best. And then third best is going on these in terms of most germiness. When I say hematoma instead of bruise. A hematoma is a bruise. A hematoma is a tumor of blood, a collection of blood where it's not supposed to be. In Russian, it's called shishka. Those are some good scapular retractors. Ew. Day 2 of no pee August. Yeah, don't do that. Actually, I don't think you'll be able to do that. I think you'll your bladder will succumb and you'll just urinate on yourself. But don't try to do this, it's not healthy. Because hydronephrosis is a thing where your urine backs up into your kidneys and actually damages your kidney.
Yo, you got a crazy story?
I was pushed or slipped.
Ouch.
I ended up falling into the train tracks and hitting the third rail. Next thing I remember, I woke up in a coma 3 weeks later.
Yeah, those electrical burns are so dangerous because not only are they damaging the area at which you're making contact, they're also potentially damaging the electrical services within your body, like your heart. It has its own natural electrical conductivity.
It's not normal to have body odor or bad breath.
It actually totally is in some instances, but this person's gonna sell you a fruit.
Your body is not supposed to be a graveyard for dead animal body parts.
Whose body is a graveyard for dead animal parts? We have dead skin cells all over us, and we're technically animals, so we are all walking around with dead animal body parts on us. The idea of why we smell is partially based on hormones, how much stress we're experiencing, what we're eating, what bacteria naturally live on our skin, because they ultimately eat and consume the sweat and the oils on our skin and then release a gas.
Or sticky glutinous foods like pizza, pasta.
Dude, what does gluten have anything to do with sweat concentration? It's literally made up.
This stuff is not natural, so
What do you mean it's not natural? Bread grows in the ground.
and whatever's not getting filtered out through the kidneys, it's gonna come out the skin. It's gonna come out the armpits. It's gonna come out of your tongue.
What? Can we just universally give science classes to these people so they can understand how the body works?
My poop smells clean.
Dunk! Oh, don't celebrate. Oh. Lesson learned.
I'm gonna show you how to clean your fruit and all of the crap that comes off, just how disgusting it is.
Like water? That's it, just water. Look, CDC, water. Just water. Water.
All right, I'm gonna take my strawberries and put them in a bowl of cold water.
That's it, stop! Stop at the water!
Eyeball it, just do. Okay, and then you're gonna do about a 1/4 cup of vinegar. I'm gonna use apple cider vinegar, but honestly, you can use white vinegar.
I mean, these are all edible ingredients, so like if you wanna do this, fine.
The color of this water is disgusting.
The color of the water is the color of your vinegar.
A young man was in a motorcycle accident and his heart has stopped. I need all doctors to the room now.
Yeah.
A fire-breathing dragon with a broken knee has entered the hospital.
Honestly, it's so true. Like the most ridiculous things started happening year in, year out. I feel like they have Harry Potter spells on the recent ones, no? What is this cat doing? Oh, and the cat hit her in the face. That's a scratch. Also, did you know kitty litter can actually be problematic to pregnant women?
Brain balance
Brain
checkup.
balance checkup. Did I win it?
I don't think he did.
I went through med school.
If you could take 4 gummies per day that are clinically proven to lower your BMI and shrink your waist and your hips, Would you?
I think people would. Does that exist? No.
I am looking for 10 wholesale product testers.
This isn't legal though. Like if you're gonna do a trial, you have to be registered with the government. You have to have an institutional review board in place to make sure your trial is ethical.
This is just scary.
Oh, that's tough. That can make people really nauseous. Because think about it, the blood is pooling in your head due to gravity, and that can really cause hypertension in that area. I'm surprised people aren't puking.
Can't see it.
Those people are the ones I feel bad for, where the gravity's max. Nick Chubb is not from this planet. That's a lot of weight. Is that bar supposed to bend? I feel like it's supposed to bend. I feel like that makes it harder because you have to work your stabilizers. But that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plates and a 25? Oof. I can't even comprehend. It's 600 something pounds.
It's official. I'm in full wedding prep mode, so come with me to do around 20,000 crunches in 30 minutes.
20,000 crunches in 30 minutes? That's unheard of.
I'm trying the M-Sculpt Neo today, which is supposed to sculpt and strengthen your core.
Yeah, so these machines are interesting. Through electromagnetic forces, they're able to stimulate your abdominal muscles, so much so that if you do it for a long period of time and you go back for multiple sessions, you can actually increase muscle tone and decrease fat, but it's the same thing as exercising. Your abdominal muscles are contracting. So you can spend thousands of dollars on multiple sessions, or you could just do the routine, and that will undoubtedly be healthier. You're gonna get more benefits. You're gonna sweat. You're gonna work through a challenge. You're gonna overcome the difficulty of having to be at the gym. These are all undoubtedly proven benefits. Look, I'm gonna tell my core right now. I just hold my core to do the same thing the machine told her core to do.
If I'm getting lit up by mosquitoes and everyone around me is like, oh, it's not that bad, I'm like, I must have some sick blood,
dude.
And then I'm like, oh, I'm just better than these people, dude, because mosquitoes want to suck me.
I think about it the other way. I think that there's something wrong with me that the mosquitoes are feeding on me like I'm a diseased carcass and they're vultures. Can a mosquito expert, a hepatologist, what are they called, people that are studying mosquitoes? People who study mosquitoologists, can you go into the comment section and tell us what mosquitoes are attracted to? Oh. That requires a lot of speed. Oh. I feel like the scrotum is at risk here. Okay, no scrotum at risk here. Oh. That could be really dangerous. I mean, hitting your head on one of these wooden slides would be no joke.
What if I told you there was a city where people willingly paid $18, $19, and $22 for a single smoothie? One of them having beef organ and raw milk in it.
I mean, look, as a doctor, I'm not gonna judge your choices. I'm just gonna tell you that you're probably not doing anything revolutionary for your health. And when you're having raw milk, you're potentially exposing yourself to bacteria that you don't need.
Malibu mango. This one has lion's mane.
Oh my gosh. Oh, if it has lion's mane, then you know you're gonna be fierce that day. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a mushroom.
Ladies and gentlemen, the age 40 is real.
Yes.
And I don't want you to be alarmed, but I'm in a wheelchair.
Yep. After the age of 35, I think it's more about injury prevention rather than performance. Now, you can care about performance, but injury prevention has to come first. Terrible feeling. And then it takes forever to recover, then you get recurrent injuries because the hamstring doesn't heal well.
Guys, I blew all my shit. Tore my lower abdomen.
What? His lower abdomen?
My abductors.
Adductors are the muscles that bring your legs in together. What I think I look like eating gummy vitamins.
Wellness. Beauty.
I'm assuming this is the bold glamour filter.
Energy from within.
Those gummy vitamins are problematic in some ways. They've been tested by Consumer Reports and consumer labs, and a lot of them have been found to have inaccurate amounts of certain nutrients based on what's written on the label, specifically surrounding vitamin A, because they think that when they make the gummy, some of the vitamin A gets destroyed, so they add extra vitamin A, and sometimes not all of it gets destroyed, so you're taking extra mega doses of vitamin A, and as you remember, DECA, D-E-K-A, are fat-soluble vitamins, so they can build up in your fat stores and become really toxic. Can't even just pee them out like you can with the water-soluble ones.
This is a story of how I lost half of my skull.
Whoa, how'd you lose half your
This
skull?
all started because I had a lot of sinus infections.
Okay.
And last year, I had 5 to 6 of them.
Which happens quite often. And a lot of times my patients will assume that it's bacterial sinusitis when in many instances it's not, and antibiotics actually do more harm than good.
I was throwing up a lot and had horrible migraines. Then December 12th, my parents forced me to go and get a CT.
That's good advice if you're getting horrible migraines. If you have headaches that have changed in intensity or quality, if you're waking up with a headache, if your headache gets worse with exertion, these are all red flag symptoms that you should investigate your headache further.
That same night, I had my first brain surgery. I had a craniotomy.
Why?
And they removed my bone and saw that I had massive amount of staph and sinus infection.
So she must have had an abscess causing pressure, exhibiting mass effect, meaning from the size of the abscess, it was putting pressure on the brain, causing a headache.
That mass moved my brain 9 millimeters to the right.
There you go, that's called mass effect.
December 23rd, I had to get a surprise craniectomy.
When they do the craniectomy, they take out the piece of bone to prevent the area from building up pressure and swelling. It basically allows that area to swell without causing damage to the brain. Because when you're swelling into an enclosed space like a skull, that's detrimental. That could be lethal in some cases.
Do it again.
Do it again.
How? So wait.
So if you can't do that,
Okay.
you do have a higher risk of you know what in 6 years.
If you can't do that, if you sprained your ankle, you have a high likelihood of dying in 6. Bro, what? We gotta be responsible with our medical information.
CPR. No, you have to keep pressing. Press.
What is that?
That's enough. Let go.
Oh my God, did they do chest compressions on a frog? There's also been some weird videos of people doing like mouth to pigeons and stuff, and there's really bad infections you can get like that. Here's a whole list. Please don't do mouth to mouth on animals. Okay, this is not good for the vertebrae. I feel the cervical vertebrae, the discs, the pressure. Oh my God, this is hard. The level of balance here is high level. His semicircular canals are lit. That's the area that keeps balance. Lady at Home Depot bought a plastic box to keep her hair from the rain.
Bought a plastic box to keep her hair.
It's not a bad idea, to be honest. Oh! That reminds me of that scene of those people going to run on the snow, and she's like, oh, I love running on the snow because it has such good texture. It's good for the joint, and then she falls.
What are you doing running? And you're saying it was really good at?
Oh my God, how funny is
texture
this?
for running. Very low impact on its
No.
dry snow, so your feet don't get wet.
I feel bad for this person because they're not saying it's not slippery. They're just saying that your feet don't get wet and you get padding for your joints. But I wouldn't run in snow for exactly this reason.
I have a condition called gastroparesis.
So gastroparesis is when the peristalsis, which is the muscular contraction that happens in the smooth muscle of the gut that actually keeps the food moving forward, actually gets paralyzed.
It comes as a result of having another condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
And we've covered EDS on this channel before. It's a condition that affects connective tissue, but there are many different types of EDS. So it depends which type you have.
I have what's called TPN.
Which is total parental nutrition.
And it basically means that I get fed through my heart. This is my Hickman line. It's the line that feeds me. It goes into my skin, under my collarbone, and over and into the top of my heart. It feeds me directly into my bloodstream.
That's very interesting. I've actually never treated a patient with this type of line before. I have fed patients with a gastro feeding tube where you actually put nutrition in because the upper portion of their GI tract is damaged or they're unable to swallow. But I've never fed a patient directly into a line that goes into the heart.
Welcome to a day in the life of a hyper-realistic cake designer. I start my day with coffee because I'm a monster until I've had my coffee, or at least my coffee
way!
cake. And then I have to shave because I'm a very, very hairy man. And so, wait, that's not, oh, I forgot that's a cake. I messed up my razor. I'm really starving at this point because all I've eaten today is cake, so I have my breakfast.
This is too much cake.
Cereal.
There's no way he eats this many cakes in a day. There's no way. And if he does, it's unhealthy. Getting a massage from a knife? Yeah, that's what they do in some countries. Click here to check that out. And as always, stay happy and healthy.